Okay, welcome to our Team Hope call today. I'm really excited. We have Courtney Ebmeyer with us today, and she is a real example of somebody who always shows up, and I'm going to have her talk about that in just a minute. Before I do, I want to make a few quick announcements. One is, you guys know that if you're submitting very short little videos of you and your family working out to Country Heat on Instagram or I think Twitter, that they are giving out $1,000 a day, which is kind of fun. You know, why not, right? And there was one other thing. No, I can't remember. So it'll come to me later. Okay, so I'm going to turn the time over to Courtney, who has our call today, and I'm excited to hear from her. So, Courtney, I'm going to mute myself. You can unmute you and take it away. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning. I'm really excited to be here and to be able to talk to you guys. Amber and Kim asked me to speak on consistency and showing up every day. And I am not one to say and toot my own horn that this has been something that I've been good at since the beginning, but I feel like I've gotten into a really good routine. And so I wanted to share what I'm doing. So consistency, doing the same behavior every day, no matter what. And just to introduce myself, I have 5 kids under the age of 8. And I think that was so hard when I first started as a coach, was trying to figure out how I'm going to do the invites, how am I going to work this and still be a mom, because we all know it. I feel guilty if I am not with my kids or if I'm working on Beachbody, and it just did not work together. And so my husband's a great support getting me into working on my Beachbody stuff, but I knew I needed to make a sacrifice. And so a couple months ago, I downloaded the Miracle Morning for network marketers, and it seriously changed the way I've done stuff. And for the past few months, I've been successful because of it. And I know it's just consistency and building that momentum. And so this is kind of like my routine. This might not affect you guys, or you're like, okay, why do you do that? But I feel like when I was listening to this book on Audible, which is such a good thing, you can try it out for 30 days free. I decided that I was going to make my routine something that I would look forward to every morning to do. And so that was my thing. He talks about different things that just don't fit in with my life. And so I figured I needed to make a list of things that I would do every single morning. And so I set my alarm for 4:50. And because sometimes I kind of like to lay in bed. And I got to get up. Like I got to kind of wake up. And so I set my alarm for 4:50. By 5, I'm out of bed. I have my clothes, my workout clothes, all set up by my bed. My shoes, socks, sports bra, like everything is out. And I get dressed, and then I make my Energize, and I drink it, which has totally changed everything with that Energized drink. It's so great. And then I go out and I start a load of laundry. So I'm starting the chores that I won't feel guilty for later for not doing. And then I go unload the dishwasher, because before I go to bed, I start it. I know it's simple, but it just sounds crazy. But for me, it really helps me be able to get into a mood. I open all the doors and windows because living in the desert, it's been super cool in the morning. And so when I have fresh air, it just, it really sets the tone for my morning, just to have a really cool morning. I go and set my computer, my laptop out in the kitchen area on the bar stool, and I log into my Teamsy, which I'll talk about later, which is another game changer for me. I log into my Teamsy, and then I start working, and I'll do maybe just a couple invites, or I'll add to my network, or whatever I'm feeling that morning. I'll just a couple of things that morning, and then by 5:30 I'm on the treadmill, and then for 45 minutes I usually do my personal development at that time, or I'll do it when I'm working on the computer. Just depends what kind of personal development I'm doing. I go on the treadmill, like I said, and then afterwards I do my, right now, 22-minute hardcore, and then I am done and ready to make breakfast for the kids, because by that time it's about 6:15, 6:20, and they're waking up. And so I feel more successful by getting all these things done. And so I think that's helped me a ton by making this little morning routine. And so download that book, because honestly, I love that book. It's totally, like I said, been a game changer. Another thing is, when I do my personal development, I follow certain coaches, and I love Anita Myron, sorry. I love her. And she always talks about your personal development needs to be something that you need to personally work on. And so I don't know, at first I was just randomly reading books and randomly listening to webinars or whatever. And when I got that, I was like, oh, wait a second. So a couple months ago, when I was like, I need to make a morning routine, I started researching it, and that's where I found that book. And so it's totally helped. And so personal development, whether you read it or listen to it, I have to hear it. And so I'll listen to it on Audible. That's been a great investment for me, to listen to my books on Audible. And the second thing is, Sunday night is my night to, after family dinner, after all the kids are in bed, Sunday night, I map out my night or my week of posts. And so I won't necessarily work on my posts sometimes if I have a couple minutes, but I usually just map out Monday through Sunday, and I just write out, okay, I'm going to share Shakeology this day. I'm going to share transformation. I'm going to, do an invite for a challenge group or whatever. So that's helped too. And then also I map out, I have right next to me just 3 calendars for 3 months. So I have this month, and then I have September and October hanging. And so I will map out the next 3 months at all times. I'll know when my challenge groups are going to start. I know when my coach internship, I know. So if I have to change some stuff, then I will, but I'm always aware of when those things are, so I can, when I'm inviting, I invite to these specific things, and I know the dates. Sometimes they change just because if there's not enough in one group, but I'm flexible, and with a little outline, it totally helps things to run smoother. And Teamsy has changed everything. I know Stacy did a little thing on it, but I would honestly go look into it. I mean, it's $29.99 a month. You can try it out for a month for free. And I don't know, it has changed me. I was a pen and paper girl. Like, I loved pen and paper, but it was just getting too much for me. I was missing out on people and not writing it down or forgetting to write it down. And the Teamsy has really, really changed everything. It's super simple to use. And the guy that started it actually worked for real estate and did a little thing for real estate agents. And now he's a Beachbody coach. And so he's developed this for Beachbody coaches. And so teamsy.com, you can go in there and download all of your sign up for free for a month. You don't even have to put a credit card in. And in fact, Nina Walker, she just posted, I think a month ago, a YouTube video on it. And so I'll post that in Team Hope. I'll post the link from her YouTube video, but it's like 9 minutes, and it just explains in detail how she uses it and how it's helped her business. But the one thing that I can honestly say is I'm not feeling guilty. Like, I don't feel guilty at all, because before it was just like, oh, I need to do that invite, but oh, I gotta help the kids with the homework. And I just feel like I'm such on a good schedule now, that I'm good. Like, I feel productive. And if I'm productive as a mom and I don't have that mom guilt, then I can be out to help other people. And so I think that was my major thing, like, for a year. It was just trying to get business momentum and just get going on stuff. And the mom guilt for me was super, super bad. And so now that I'm in a routine, I feel like, and showing up every day, I feel like I'm good. Like I feel really consistent about my business, and I'm almost a diamond, please. But anyways, that's another story. But I really have good goals for the next couple months, and I think with all of these different things and changes that I've done the last few months, it's really helped me and my business. So yeah, that's it. Does anybody have any questions or comments, concerns? I put on makeup today. Oh, I can't hear you. Marcy, are you talking? I can't hear her.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear, what's the program you're using to track instead of pen and paper?
Teamzy.com.
Team Z?
Teamzy. Teamzy.
Okay, because I'm still trying to figure that out. I've tried a couple things that I haven't fell in love with, so.
I know, I tried Asana. I tried all of them. I really did. And those are great programs, but for me, they just didn't work like Teamzy does for me. It, like, you set your goals of what you want your income to be for a year, and it basically says how many prospects you should talk to a day, how many invites you should do, how many follow-ups, and it also, I wasn't getting with my customers. Like, I'll send a free lead email out, for free leads or Shakeology leads if they sign up or if they buy from me or whatever. And I wasn't going back to them. And it's under my customers. Those people are under my customers. So I've been going back and because you kind of forget about that stuff and you think, oh wait, how long should I wait until I should go back and talk to these customers? But it's been good. Like, it's been really, really good. I really suggest just trying out for 30 days. Just try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But just try it out.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I have a comment. I love your Miracle Morning. For anybody who has not read that or listened to it, it is really good. It really helped me as well. In fact, some mornings I find myself, I wake up really early and I'm like, oh, I'll just get on Facebook real fast. And I stop myself. It's not always, I'm not perfect, but I try to stop myself and be like, no, this is not being productive with your time. Yeah, there's going to be messages you need to get back to, and there's going to be this, but you have to first do do that Miracle Morning. And mine looks very different than Courtney's, but it's what's tailored for me and how I get into my zone and can stay focused. And one thing that I love that Courtney said too is that she schedules everything out. And for me, part of my Miracle Morning is to sit down before I get onto the computer. I've already worked out, I've done this and that. I sit down and I look at my list for the day, and then I really prioritize it. What do I really need to get done today? Eating the frog, And then when I get onto the computer, I try to, and really, as moms, we're working against the clock. You don't know when your kid is going to wake up. You don't know when the baby's going to pop up in your office. So then I'm like, okay, I don't know how long. How many things can I bust off of this list? Then you don't have time to surf Facebook. You don't have time to respond to a message from somebody that can wait. People can wait. You can let people wait a little bit. So
another thing I forgot to say, I think it was in Nina's, I think it was Nina, but she has a little notebook, which I went to the dollar store and I got, and it's, because when I could be running and a thought will come, oh, that's a good post. Or, at the grocery store, oh, I should post about that. So she suggested just keeping a notebook with you, and this is tiny enough where I can just put it in my purse and write it down, just write a journal of thoughts, and those can become posts. Because you know what? Sometimes I'm like, okay, what did I do today? Or, what can I post on? Or have I done this yet? Or that sort of thing. And so that has really helped too. And she just did that. I think it was last week, I swear. I listened to that. But anyways, that's a good idea too. I mean, because then you never know when that an idea is going to become a post in maybe a month or so. Maybe you're not going to be able to use it that day or that week or whatever, but that was another idea that came up too that's helped too. Anyways.
I really, really like that. And to add to that a little bit too, my coach, Danielle Ray, what she would do, because you know how also like not just posts come to mind, but like, oh, I need to message that person, or, oh, I need to whatever. She carries in her pocket always, she has a stick-it note pad, like just in her back pocket. Anytime she has that, she whips it out and she busts it. Then when she's sitting in the carpool line waiting for her kids to get picked up, or, you know, whatever she's doing, and she has a minute, she busts open that list and is like, what can I do in less than a minute? Okay, I could do that right now. And then she can scratch it off. And like for me, I'm a scattered brain person, and like even remembering to put a list in my back pocket is a struggle. But it's so true. And like, you know, when you go to bed at night and you have that anxiety because you're like, I didn't do enough today, having a list and having something that you can show, it eases that. We're never going to get everything done that we need to get done. It's not possible. My lists are always like, if I showed you right now, you would see that yesterday 2/3 of my checks got marked off. That is a dang successful Monday, by the way. So it really is a matter of figuring out what 2 items, keeping a running list, and then when you bust out that list, what 2 items are going to push your business forward right now, and then work off of the other ones. Does that make sense? But
it does. Yeah. You know what I was finding, like at night I was totally working, and then my husband was sitting there, and it was like, then I felt guilty again. So it was like, you know what? So at night, you know, by 8 o'clock, I'm done with stuff, and we read scriptures then, and then it's just our time together. So honestly, it totally helps. It totally helps to get on a routine.
Agree 100%. And one thing that I noticed when I really love reading to my kids at night when they go to bed, and that is like prime when I would always want to work too. And so instead, I like seriously don't touch it. I put the kids to bed, and my husband actually still helps put kids to bed. So after I read to them, they're kind of his. And I give myself 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes to do all my check-ins, send out whatever messages I had left to send out, and I am done. And 10 o'clock is my limit. Like I almost have my internet set to just shut off at that time. It actually will be set off. It will be set today to do that because I have kids too that I need off the internet. But like just shut it down, and you just walk away, and you know that if you only have that much time, you get so much more done than if you're like, well, it's nighttime now, so I'm going to sit on my computer and see what I can bust out. No, like sit down and know.
That's so true. And that's why I like Teamsy, because I'll get on, I'll bust out doing 9 prospects and then 2 invites, and I'm halfway done with my work. Like, it's just very, then I was searching through my paperwork. Who was the follow-up? I can't remember. And it's all under my follow-up tab. So try it out.
No, for sure. And I actually just barely signed up for the free trial. What I like about it is that you can import all of your Facebook friends. Because what I was doing is every 6 months, I would reprint out all my Facebook friends, and I would go through them. And it's tedious because you're like, that's a coach, that's somebody that will never do it, that's a husband that I'm never going to ask, and it was like torture, like Chinese torture, you know, or whatever it is. Like it's not healthy for your business, you know, but it's important.
Once you import stuff, then like the people you add, like, you know, you're going to continually add to Facebook, they don't go into your Teamsy. So I just make a list, check mark if I've added them into a contact into Teamsy, and then I'll cross them off once I've sent them a message. So, and it's all saved in there. You just copy and paste your message in Teamsy of what you sent them, and so you can just click on that person. When did I message them last, or do I need to follow up with them in 2 days? Go up to your follow-ups. It's so nice, you guys. Honestly, try it out. 30 days free.
There is nothing worse, you guys, than hitting on a person that you're like, oh, I needed to follow up with that person, and you notice that they actually did message you back, and you never messaged them back. Like, the ball was literally in your court, and that was like 8 months ago. And you're like, well, it's a little bit late for me to be like, oh, that one group we were talking about? So, yeah, it's like nothing worse than that.
It's so true.
You're fine.
So true.
Love that.
I can just totally relate to what Amber was saying about how like that like crushing like anxiety of feeling like you've never completed what you needed to do, and just feeling so like scattered, and not having like a huge chunk of time to like sit down, and that really like kind of like almost puts a barrier for me to get things done. So I appreciate these ideas and like writing a list, because like I have ideas of things that won't take long, but it's like when I'm in that moment and I have 15 minutes, or while I'm waiting, it's like I don't know what to do. I'm not guided. So I really appreciate that. And I totally love TeamZ. Like, I've been using it for a couple months now, and I feel like it really helps me to, when I use it, I've been really, really bad this summer, but when I use it, just to feel like, yes, I did my job today.
You know what, too, just to add to what Katie said, that when you don't have a list and you don't have it written down, you could have a 3-hour block where you're sitting down and you're staring at your screen because you seriously don't know what to do. And those are the moments where I'm like, okay, check. Like, let's get off the computer for a second. Let's brainstorm what's going to move my business forward right now. What do I need to do right now and this week? And because that's when you find yourself just checking into different groups and just kind of surfing, and time gets wasted. Like, you can get so much more done in 10 minutes time than an hour time if you have a working list and you have your priorities like all mapped out, for your day. And for me, like, it's really hard for me to do a month at a time, or anything past a month for sure. But I can sit down every single day and look at my week and look at that day, and it's like, what am I doing today? So I still go to bed sometimes with that anxiety though, but working on it, work in progress. Yeah.
And when you visualize it, when you write it down, you set more of a goal. It's easier to achieve it, I think, if you visually see it a lot.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that gets anxiety, because I'm like, what the heck?
It's so
natural.
It goes to like all aspects of life. Like, if you're a teacher, like I teach a class once a week at our co-op, or as a mom with your kids, like, you have ideas and they're all up here of things you want to do to be a good, successful at your different roles, and you're wearing your different hats. But if you don't have something concrete, once upon a time I had an accountability partner when we were both trying to hit goals. She actually worked for a completely different company at home mom, and we would send each other one personal goal and one business goal that we were going to non-negotiate and get done that day. And it really helped to have that personal goal in there too, because sometimes we lose sight of that too, and that helps us stay balanced. And anyway, and I sometimes add in there like a service-oriented goal that I need to get done, or something where you have like, okay, at least these 3 things, if they get checked off, I was a good mom today, I was a good coach today, and I was a good friend today, or whatever. So just like really keeping it simple, and then giving yourself a break, giving yourself some grace. Anyway, did you have anything else, Courtney? I hope I didn't like overtake. Okay, good. That was awesome. I hope that was helpful to you guys. It was helpful to me. And sometimes you just have to talk it out, And Courtney's been such a really good example of like just like, this is what I'm gonna do, and she does it. Today's there is a Team Forward Fitness call that actually starts in 20 minutes. And so the link will be in Team Forward Fitness, but it's about protecting your momentum. And I think that goes actually hand in hand with this, because life is going to throw us hiccups and we're going to get off. And it's like, if we can cling to that simple list that we're working off of, or understanding how to really utilize our pockets of time, we can help protect that momentum. I don't know what he's going to say, and I don't think he's even a Beachbody coach. He's from something else, but that Brigitte got to talk to us. But if you have a second, that's what I'm going to do is stick my headphones in and do laundry so that I can feel accomplished too in that category that never ends. But that's what it is. Coaching is like laundry. It's never ending. You can wash, fold, put away, gather, whatever. It never ends. There's always something else to be done, and you always have to, really like pump yourself up to do it. Like, I'm gonna master that laundry today, So anyway. Okay, many, many thanks, Courtney. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thanks to everybody else that hopped on. And you guys have an awesome week. We'll see you guys on the team page. All right. Bye. Let's see.